6 in the morning. You wouldn't believe me, but 1 minute that way, in the Daintree rainforest, is an exotic farm, and I found all this amazing tropical fruit. I'm gonna whip up a nice breakfast. I'm gonna do a tropical sugary cup. So all I need and require is just fruit, knife, and a beautiful view. At the moment, all the ingredients are on the table. First thing, this big baby here is called sour soap. It's got an amazing connotation of tropical flavors. And to prepare it, we're gonna juice it. Because the flesh is a little bit complicated to eat. So to use it, we just cut it in half. Follow the knife all around the fruit, really carefully. Don't chop your fingers off. It's a really heavy fruit, almost 2.5 kilos I can feel right now. Cut it all the way through the middle, get your knife out of the way. And now, wow, look at that. I almost can feel how juicy it is with my fingers, holding it from the bottom. Now what we're gonna do to get the juice is just scoop out the pulp inside the strainer and press it with a spoon. Wow, it's really right. Doesn't matter if the skin goes inside the strainer, and just press it with your hands until all that juice comes out. And as a result, you got an amazing juice. Really nice and sweet. Wow. So now we get out of the way. The next fruit, the longans. These guys, they got a lovely, like sort of lychee, soury taste, and they got a really, really tough pip. So be careful when you chew them. We're gonna put a couple of them in each cup. Bang, bang. The next one, the chopity-chopity-chopity grapes. They're tropical grapes, and be careful once again, they got a really strong pip inside. Maybe about 3 or 4 in each cup. The bigger, the better, and the riper, the sweeter. Now, a nice and jam pineapple. Just really simple. And into the cup. It looks so good. The next one, the star fruit. So just slice it really thin. It's got a funny, funky looking shape. It's amazing. It's got lots of pips inside, but they're really soft. So you can chew through them very easily. There we are, and into the cup. Nice and pretty. Now, I'm an amazing star apple. It's got a fantastic purplish color. Yeah, look at that, so shiny. Look like some strange creature from the ocean. So now we're just gonna squeeze the inside of the fruit inside the cup. And with your finger, put it off out of the way. And a little bit on this one as well. To finish, this fruit is freaking me out. It's unbelievable. It's like a chocolate cake inside a fruit. It's called black sapote. This one is not very ripe. I just bring it to show you. But I got one is really, really nice and ripe. And even if it look a little bit like it should go in the bin, actually, it's when it's in his maximum peak with all the sugars comes out. And it looks like a chocolate mug cake. We're gonna put a tiny little bit of this in the top to finish. Lovely black contrast of color. To finish, we're gonna use the juice of the sour soap. And slowly, we're gonna let it go through the mix. Oh my God, that looks so good. So, an amazing kaffir lime that is really strong in flavor, a little splash in each cup. There you are. Now, to do the crust, we're gonna use palm sugar. So we're just gonna smash it with the back of our knife. It's a really pasty consistency, the palm sugar, and it's gonna caramelize beautifully. We're gonna sprinkle this on top of the cup. And now, with the blowtorch, we're gonna finish and caramelize it. And it's gonna look amazing. I always travel with one blowtorch around Australia. The fire is coming out, and have a look in this. It's gonna slowly get an amazing golden color and create a sugary, crusty, really hard cover on top of that lovely fruits. The caramelizing is finished now. We wait about 1 minute so the sugar set and it gets really nice and hard. My tropical breakfast is finished. All the colors of the rainforest. Absolutely amazing. Now, Miguel is going to have breakfast. See you later. My mom made the best croquetas in the world. And as you can see me right now, wearing this chef jacket, is made by my mom too. She sent it all the way from Spain. And here I am, making her croquetas with my mom's jacket. How proud I am right now. One secret to make the perfect croquetas: roasting your potatoes. So instead to boil them and put heaps of water inside, we roast them and make all that water to disappear. We need a mully, this monstrous piece of equipment we use in the kitchen to puree the potatoes. Just need to get a hot potato just been roasted and straight away scooping the puree into our Mr. Mully. You can use a strainer, you can use a potato masa, you can use even a fork if you want to. But a professional chef like me cannot live without a mully. So scooping all the potatoes inside, be careful because they're really nice and hot. And after, with this handle, what we're doing is pushing that potato through the holes, making sure that every single piece of potato is got no lumps and it's beautifully smooth. Now with the help of a spatula, all the potato is perfectly smooth. Perfect. There you are. Scoop the rest. There you are. Everything out of the way. Now we need to put that potato puree in the stove and cook it for a couple of minutes. Now, lots of garlic. Lots of garlic, I mean. Like maybe 5 or 6 garlic cloves with lots of olive oil. What we're gonna do is fold that potato into the olive oil and the garlic. And it's gonna give an amazing consistency and a really strong flavor of garlic. With the microplane, 2 or 3 garlic cloves worth, and don't be shy with this stuff. Remember, 3 flavors at the moment: olive oil, garlic, and potato. Pretty simple. Everywhere I go around the world, nobody can do the croquetas as good as my mom's croquetas. The little edge of the garlic is cooked off, and we're gonna set it aside and leave it just rest for a tiny little bit. Now, we need a medium-sized pan into the heat, and we need to cure the fish. And I got a lovely piece of snapper that has been sleeping in salt. And as you can see, the salt is abrasive, and it takes the juices away. So it's gonna be really nice and salty. We're gonna reduce the saltiness a tiny little bit. And I'll tell you how. With a tiny little bit of cream. There you are. Beautiful. The cream and the thyme, they're gonna take away that saltiness. And as you can see, the fish is a little bit tough. That means that the salt is doing the job properly and it's getting all the juices out of the way and it's becoming really salty. Delicious. So now, let's poach this fish for around 5 minutes until it gets nice and soft. Remember, when we poaching the fish, nice and slow. Good things take time. So chill and let it poach nice and slowly. Here you go, mate. So we poach for 5 minutes, ready to go. And now we scoop up that lovely oily potato puree left over into a mixing bowl with lots of olive oil and lots of garlic. The aroma say beautiful. Was. Smell fantastic. And let's get this pot out of the way. This fish has been poaching for around 5-6 minutes, and all the saltiness reduced by half. Look at how amazingly, just with your finger, flakes like butter. There you are. Look at that. All that is gonna mix into the potato puree. There you are. Now, tiny little bit of basil, and it's gonna contrast beautifully that croquetas and that saltiness of the fish. So just pass your knife through the basil, siphonar. Siphonar means cutting long strips. And as you can see, that's just cutting beautifully without bruising it, and just let it fall into the potato mix. Beautiful. And now, with a little spatula, fold, fold, fold. Mix it in, and look at how delicious that's looking, bringing so many memories back from home. For the touch of Murcia, that is my city where I come from, a little splash of citrus, and we'll cut beautifully through the sweetness of the basil. Delicious. And just finish folding your potato puree. There you are. Now, a little bit technical here. We're gonna put all this into a piping bag. So it's much easier to handle around because it still is really nice and hot. Into the piping bag. Can you see all the lovely chunks of fish? They're gonna give a lovely, amazing bite. And just the authentic croquetas all the way from Murcia, south of Spain, La Costa del Sol. Look at this. Croquetas ready to go. Now, we wanna breadcrumb. So just cut this piping bag. We got lovely puree ready to go. As you can see, it's still hot. Consistency is very nice and soft. So even if it's not cream or bechamel, it's gonna feel amazingly creamy. Look at the shine of that liquid gold, olive oil. Just fantastic. Now, all you need to do is stir a little bit the eggs. Just remember to don't whisk them all the way through. There you are. And with 2 spoons, make sure you coat of flour around the croquette mix. Remember, this is a really soft mix. It's got lots of olive oil, it's got the fish, and with that flour, it's gonna help to just stick the egg wash and straight into the panko. There you are, absolutely beautiful. Lots of flavor in there at the moment. With the panko, we're gonna do 1 coating and we're gonna repeat exactly the same operation twice. So we make sure we got a nice thick batter that is gonna prevent all that potato puree to come into the oil and overcook. So round it really nicely and straight into the egg wash again. There you are. Play with your 2 spoons. This is fantastic. And now into the panko again. There we are. So now, croqueta ready for frying. Let's repeat the same operation 5 times. Okay, it's frying time. I sell every service in my restaurant in Manly, over 100 serves of my croquetas. They're famous all around Sydney. So now you privilege to taste just the number 1. There you are, nice hot oil. Be careful with the splash. About 185 degrees. And with a female spoon, control that they're getting lovely golden brown. There you are, look at that. The breadcrumbs get golden brown straight away. There we are, so we put them into the chopping board. Nice and crunchy. Strain the oil. There we are, wow! They look so good. And now for the presentation touch, the perfect garnish to go with them. Lovely croquetas into the bowl, nice and crunchy. And the most typical Spanish snack. This rock and roll. A little bit of aioli. Perfect combination. Wow, how to describe it? My mom will be so proud of me. So now, no more restaurant business. Alex actually enjoy the holiday.
Miguel?
Yes, Sarah.
I'm making some sangria for you tonight.
Sangria, come on.
Sangria. I'm going to start with peach. Can you chop it 2 lots?
2 lots?
Yeah, and just dice it up for me.
This is for you. Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ándale, arriba.
I'm going to put those into the glass.
There you are.
Easy. And then I'm going to get a little bit of this red wine. Just a little bit.
Fantastic.
What I've got in here is I've made up a brown sugar syrup. You just need equal parts brown sugar to boiling water. And then some cinnamon and some cloves and some star anise. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that into there.
It's like a syrupy
Yeah, and
mix.
it's going to sweeten it.
I like it.
And then just a little bit of lemon in here.
There we are.
Now, I've got some grapes over here and I got some black grapes. Chop them up. I'm just going to chuck them in.
There we are. Inside there. There you are.
Yeah, beautiful. So now we're going to put a little bit of ice in because we're going to layer it. So
Nice and refresh.
just add that. So now we're going to put a little bit of pear in.
Chop, 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 chop.
Just a little bit, whoop, and a little bit here.
A bit more ice.
Just to give it some layers. Some green grapes.
Green grapes.
Just chop them in half. And I'm just going to top it up a little bit more. I'll start with the tuaca. This is from Tuscany. It's vanilla and orange liqueur made from brandy. So I'm going to just put 15 mils in.
What is this here in my hand?
This is a rum.
Okay.
And it's a 12-year-old rum. San Blanco. Yay. So in here,
There's lemonade.
I've got some lemon juice. Give a little bit of a top to that one. Yep. And to this one. La-da-da. Need some straws.
We need some bullfighting happening.
And I think I can go without the balls.
Do we have time for some time?
I got it just for you.
And just finish
There we go.
Spanish way.
The finishing touches.
Finishing
Lemon.
touches. I love finishing touches. Now let's try.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's try it. Bamboleira, bamboleira, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así y no me cambie la razón. Fantástica sangría. Salud, va por ustedes.
Salud.
I really feel like chocolate. I've been eating these chocolate chips all night long. And I start to think in something a little bit more exciting and elaborated. But as you can see, in my little picnic area, nice and comfortable, I don't have much equipment to get so fancy and start cooking like a nice dessert. So I thought to myself, with my mini portable gas, whip up a nice chocolate fondue. Very nice and simple. For a chocolate fondue, we just need lots of chocolate, a tiny little bit of olive oil, so it becomes nice and shiny and glossy. And to go with the chocolate fondue, I got a handful of strawberries. My tropical twist is these amazing vanilla beans. They grow just that way somewhere. So I stole 3 of them, and I'm gonna prepare some caramelized strawberries with a tiny little bit of butter and a little bit of sugar. Look at that foaming beautifully. And I'm gonna make myself some skewers with the help of a fork. I'm just gonna start to make a hole into the strawberries and do myself skewers with the vanilla beans. When the caramel is cooking, it will coat beautifully my strawberries. Let's keep an eye on that chocolate and make sure we're tempering the chocolate. It cannot go above 36 degrees. It slowly will melt, and as you can see, it's so shiny and glossy because the olive oil is helping a lot. So sometimes stir with a chocolate spatula and let's keep skewering. I'll show you a trick. If I put this at the top of the vanilla bean, the strawberries aren't going anywhere. So now, keep an eye on this lovely caramel. As you can see, it's emulsifying beautifully. So just keep an eye on it and let's keep skewering through the hole. 3, I think 4 will be able to fit in there. Fantastic. The vanilla has got so much flavor. And once we put them in the caramel, it's gonna burst. Le voila, vanilla strawberries, sugary crust, and a lovely chocolate fondue. As you can see, the olive oil is helping a lot. Some people use grapeseed oil because it got no flavor. I love the olive oil because it got plenty of flavor, and the olive goes beautifully with the bitterness of the chocolate. Watch the caramel so it doesn't burn. When I get this beautiful noisette color, it's time to get it off the heat. I'm gonna put it here on the floor and I'm gonna finish my skewers. Now I use the skewer to make sure they don't come out, and I think these ones will be all right. Melt back into the heat and check in our chocolate. Our chocolate is nice and ready. So I'm gonna switch off the heat and it's looking amazingly silky. So now we'll bring our caramel to a little bit of power, mix it in a little bit, and get our strawberries, start caramelizing. Look at these skewers, they look just fantastic. And that crackling of the water of the strawberries, listen this. But this is not finished here. You see that little flame? Oh, get ready for the action. Because I go here somewhere, a little bit of the good stuff. And I'm gonna make a little flambe. There we are, ole! Look at that! Flambe! The caramelizing the vanilla aroma is fantastic. I'm getting so excited, it's not funny. A little bit of bourbon, whiskey, any alcohol, that's the trick. Now, all we need, a plate, a fork. Watch your fingers, because that will be so hot. There we are. It's almost falling apart. That one there, beautiful. And that one there, absolutely beautiful. Look at that color. So a tiny little bit of caramel on top. Just a smallest splash. Wow. And now, my lovely chocolate fondue all over the place. Indulging myself, chocolate everywhere. Oh my God, just in the middle of my little tropical bush, I'm gonna have a feast. This is so good. The caramel, the chocolate, the vanilla flavor. Simple, not bad for just a little barbecue. Hasta la vista, baby.